All right, here at 802 Toyota up in Vermont. And I don't know if you can see that. Oh, here, let me make it easy for you. Scored my Supra. Now, what you see here, obviously, goes without saying. 2020 Toyota Supra, and I didn't buy it for me. I bought it to be a rental. I bought it for you. And I'm gonna drive this down from Vermont. This is my, I own a lot of cars that I don't end up driving. This one, you know, I didn't get invited to that press thing, Toyota. It's my finger, I can't do it because I don't want to demonetize, but you know. But we're going to drive this down to New York. And driving down from Vermont's not bad. The only thing that we're looking at now is the weather doesn't look so hot. So we'll see how this does. Pilot Super Sports, I trust Michelin's, they're good tires. But I'm not gonna lie. I think this car looks better in person than it does in photographs and everything else. So like, is it the car for me personally? Probably not. But I think it does look considerably better than what I was gathering from most photographs and everything like that. Let's jump in and take a quick peek. Now, I'm not gonna lie, because I have no reason to. I don't really keep up with this stuff. I don't watch people's videos on Supras. I didn't watch anyone's reviews really. And let's see what we got. But I'll show you through the car, but I don't know much about it. Other than, wow, it's got 6 miles on it. 6. That's new. This looks incredibly BMW though. Is that iDrive? I think it is BMW. Okay, well, anyway, that feels very BMW. This feels very BMW. This, I mean, it is a BMW. But other than that, oh look, it's got the launch edition, number 665. For all you VinWiki guys out there, this car is a rental car. Not that that means very much, but to some people it does. Carbon fiber is nice. I mean, look, this is, I guess, a cell phone holder. Oh, is that a charging mat? That's pretty cool. If that is a charging mat, because that's what that little thing looks like, maybe you have to plug it in and then dump it there. But either way, place for your cell phone. That's forward thinking. Lots of buttons on the steering wheel, cruise control, adaptive cruise control. That's nice. Radio, just the tack and speed in the front there. Yeah. And then this is a little Supra-esque. No back seat. Speakers there, so it probably sounds pretty cool. Oh no, not a bad car. Definitely not gonna lie, not gonna downplay it. I'm a little excited to drive this, and I think I'll get my Supra kick out, and maybe, who knows, if I do love it, and I don't know, I'm reserving judgment, I'm being objective here, I can buy it off myself. So let's see what happens. Let's go. I gotta go inside, do the paperwork, then we'll get on the road, and I'll give you my thoughts. All right, so we're already 30 miles in. We're taking the fun way down essentially from Burlington down to New York, and it's about 270 miles. We're at 30. The initial response that I have that I don't like, and it's easier for me to pick out things that I don't like than it is for things that I like, if a car is just not overwhelmingly awesome. Now, and this is a little nitpicky, but I don't like the fuel gauge or the temperature gauges. I don't like those black and white bars that are reminiscent of my $1,000 Mercedes, which is just like, it's one of those things I don't like about that. But that car cost $1,000 and it was built 20 years ago. It's not something that was built essentially in 2020, which should be the fuel gauge of the future. It should be like a photo of a little rubber ducky in the gas tank going up and down, something like that, not this. The other thing I really don't like is you talk about hints of BMW. I've already brought up a couple. Well, camera guy, take off your seatbelt. That is like the most maddening, quintessential BMW annoying chime that just drives me nuts. Like, I don't know what it is. But like, it's BMW. BMW. That is what I say about it. What's not BMW is the looks. And essentially the reputation of this car, in that people look at this car, people follow this car, people are walking up to this car when it's parked on the street. You're not going to get that with your BMW. So is it the worst thing if you get BMW reliability? And it's not that the 335 or the M2 or the M4 are really bad performing cars. They're just BMWs. This is a BMW with some sriracha, which is sort of what millennials want. It's just you can drop the, like, I've got a Supra, and then people initially think like, wait, you got a Supra? And then they find out, oh, okay, well, you got that one. Still cool. But it's not by any stretch. I am not getting anything that would make me think like, if they updated my Supra, would it be this? And that's the answer is no, not really. And I felt the same way with the NSX. The things that are good about this car that I really like is it's really good at speed, right? It's good at, I'm doing 85, now 90 miles an hour, and it doesn't feel like it, to the point where we had to break out ways to make sure that the speedometer was accurate, because we were doing 100 and we're like, well, there's no way we're doing 100. When it shifts into 8th gear, which is what it's doing now, when you're doing that not speedy, but the an aggressive coast, let's just call it, like when you're just traveling consistently at a decent clip without accelerating, it drops it in the 8th gear at 2,000 RPM or 2,200 RPM, whatever it is, nice cruising speed, and you really don't realize how fast you're going. Now, when you're like, okay, well, maybe I can change that, let me put it in the sport mode. When you put it in the sport mode, it drops it down to 5th gear, and now I'm doing like 4,500 RPM at the same speed. So I think sport mode is sort of like track mode in this car. It doesn't have that same cruise that it does. It does feel a little heavy. It doesn't give you that light feel to it. But again, this is my initial response. Give me another 50 miles and I'll give you a little bit more, or maybe even a different opinion. So we're back. It was a torrential downpour the entire way back. The car handles well in the rain, and I was doing still like over the speed limit in the rain, but it's primarily the handling in the rain, I would say, because of the PS4S tires, which are awesome. We've covered that in the past. Thoughts? You know, this thing could have been a Lexus. It could have been a Toyota. It could have been a BMW. It's got a lot of BMW in it, but the thing I don't like about the M3s, M4s, the BMWs is they just feel plain. They're vanilla. And that's what this is. This is not that it's a bad car, it's just a generic car. It is the same idea as the Nissan GT-R. Is it moddable? Very possible. Does it perform all right? Yeah, very possible. But it doesn't excite you like that car, like these cars, like this car, like that car. I mean, these cars all provide excitement, and this one just provides performance. And the thing that you're going to get is that the looks are nice. I mean, I'll admit, personally, I think it looks better in person than it does in most photographs. Will it rent well? I think it'll rent really well. It does a lot of the parking lot stuff well. And now even on the highway, we had a lot of people know that it's the Supra, but that novelty may wear off when more of them come out. I don't know yet. But here's the stuff I definitely don't like about it. And one is that there's no button to pop the trunk. The only thing you can do is pop it with the key fob. Not really a fan of that. But I do like how you could sort of just toss stuff in the trunk from in the cabin. But again, the fact that there's no button there, I think a button is sort of a must. I don't like let's just call it the driver assist stuff. The keep you in the lane stuff, you got to turn that off. I'm really not a fan of that. I don't like what they've done. Sometimes you get a little too close to the line, that jacks the wheel on you and puts you back where it thinks you want to be. Or if you're coming up to a light and you know how it splits off for a left turning lane, if you start to go over there, whips you, and not like a gentle nudge or a beep beep, sort of throws you back into where it thinks you want to be. And that's just not me. Just give me a car that I can drive. Would it be more fun in a manual? Probably. Is it more fun in sport mode? Yes. I got 28 miles to the gallon on this thing. It's got a small tank. It's got probably a 12-gallon tank. There's 100 miles left in it. It's got 296 on it now. I averaged about 28, which is good. It's a solid fuel economy. But I just don't think that a car, especially one that's moddable, should have a 12-gallon tank. At least 15 to 18 gallons, so that if you do have it and you do modify it and it does mow through gas faster than stock, you don't have to install a fuel cell for that. The sound of it, not bad. I think the 8 gears, I mean, the 8 gears is where you get your fuel economy from, the 8-speed transmission, but the actual driving in 7th and 8th is pretty lame. But inside that, there was a couple of little side roads and twisty roads where I was able to open it up. The parking lot aspect of this, the interior is nice. Everything's sort of nice, and you can tell that from BMW. But the parking lot aspect is where this thing is going to win, because everyone's going to be like, oh, cool, Supra, 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 cool, Supra. But under the hood, not so great. I mean, less than impressive. We'll see what happens when the aftermarket gets to it. But again, not the most impressive thing. Probably the best thing that this car is going for, the worst thing that this car is going for is the FT1. The fact that they showed us that this could have been a cool car with this cool front nose and this cool look, where you can sort of see that there's remnants of that, but it's not the same. But static revving this car, got to admit, sounds pretty cool. So there you have it. Toyota Supra, 2020 Toyota Supra, the first Supra rental car in the US, possibly in the world, right here. Gotham Dream Cars, amongst these other cars. How is it going to do? I don't know. I will let you know when we get the rentals on it. I've got a bunch of people that inquired about it, but no money yet. And tomorrow will be the first day that this car is available after we get the GPSs and everything installed. And then this thing will be good to go for the weekend. So stand by. I'll tell you how it does. I'll tell you how it holds up. I don't expect too much in the way of reliability issues. I don't expect too much in the way of maintenance. All I expect is that people either enjoy it or they don't enjoy it. We'll find out, and I'll let you know how it goes. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. For those of you not familiar with my other company, I started a company called Adventure Drives, which combines driving and bucket list travel. It's a lot of fun. If you're interested, prices can be done per person. Don't worry if you don't have somebody to go with you. We can match you up with somebody. You can check the link in the description for adventuredrives.com and sign up today.